It's Deep Hollow Ranch in Montauk.
Okay.
And she said that she's rode horses before and it's never been an issue. And please advise this on your signs in the future. And the event was for Bon Jovi and his son Jesse, their rosé company.
Right.
Yeah,
don't make your
alone.
friend ashamed that he likes plus size girls or he likes
Yeah.
skinny
Were
girls.
people
because
not
you
raised
It's
anymore?
really not thin. It's the
Yeah.
guys that like plus size girls. Don't make him afraid to say that that's what
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
into.
He took it to his social media and he said, when you're not a fat, you can ride our horses. So that's,
you kidding me?
That's where like the whole thing like really kind of escalated.
Wait, so the person that owned the ranch went on there and said that?
The son, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Cancel him. Yeah.
And that's the gynecologist. You've never seen
Yeah.
one. I've never done blood work with you. This is my first time here, and you're gonna tell me that
Yeah.
I should get gastric again. Get out of here. Are you joking? You're not even my primary doctor.
Yeah.
Like, the woman knew nothing about me.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, my sister just had it. I don't care. I don't know your sister. Congrats to her.
I know.
For me, it's like, what's the point of constantly starving yourself to attain like this image and being miserable?
And people legit made fun of her and was like, that's impossible. How could you have an eating disorder? You're overweight. You're plus size. How is that possible? Yeah, but if she's binge eating and then she's getting sick or whatever it is that she's doing, binge eating is another thing.
Yeah. For me, I think health is all about balance and not restricting yourself so much. So I try to just be active in terms of like, if I don't go to the gym, go on my walks.
And then we're also having a boob tape class coming up.
That's the
What
ninth.
day?
July 9th,
July 9th.
Saturday.
If you're interested in learning how to tape your boobs, whether it's for a wedding or for any occasion, if you just
Even
want to
just
make them
going
look
out.
nice.
Just to know is like a huge thing.
Yes.
So definitely sign up for that. Welcome to another episode of
Brides,
Booze, and Boobs.
I always mess it up.
I feel like we all kind of mess it up
Yeah.
because it's new to us still.
It is, yes. And
I always confuse the booze and boobs.
Yes, that's what it is. It's not the bride's part. Like, I
Yeah.
understand that. So girls, how's your week?
I'm quite tired today.
I think we're all
I'm
really
running
tired.
on E, I think, but I'm ready to have my day off tomorrow. Is it going to be a beach day?
I don't know, is it?
Yeah,
I need
it's going to be a beach day.
Is it?
My mom's coming to visit me,
So you're gonna go to the beach?
yeah.
What's tomorrow, Wednesday?
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
It says it's gonna be 80 and partly sunny.
I heard. And then on Thursday, she wants to go to wineries.
That's
so
83. And sunny.
Beautiful.
So it'll be nice and hot for you to sit outside.
Almost all the time, every day I have off, it's raining. So I'm excited for it to be actually
That
sunny
was my
out.
life
I
last
don't mind the
year.
rain. I like to sit on my back porch and listen to it.
It wasn't bad because Justin and I, like, we went to the aquarium and we did fun things, but they were indoors. But I'm ready for a beach day. It's my first beach day of the whole season so far.
I need like 2 full days to like relax and like
So
just
do
sit
it.
by my pool and literally do nothing.
I'll come over.
That'd be awesome.
I'll make us pina coladas.
Bring your mom. I'll have to
Should I
remember to
make
put my
some
toys
Jello
away.
shots? That's not this podcast. That's our Patreon. Corinne just like kind of leaked some info about our new and exclusive
Yeah.
podcast station, which is going to be the X-rated one.
The X-rated podcast, because not everybody wants to hear those things, and some people want to listen to, well, they listen with their kids, or there's like younger people, so this way
And they want to hear more about like being a bride and other things like that.
Right.
But the other podcast is going to be for people who want to keep things spicy
Right, yes.
in their relationships and
because we're
get
all
some
such
tips.
sex experts.
We're so spicy.
Well, some of us are.
So if you're interested in that, that will be coming out soon. So
Yes.
we're going to be making double the
Yeah, so yes, then you'll probably send out an email to people.
I will
People
send
should
out
not
an
forget
email.
to sign up for our app.
We have an app, yes.
Yes.
And if you sign up for the app, you could get exclusive coupons to some events that we have. And the other thing I wanted to mention about the X-rated Patreon account is that if you subscribe and you pay to listen to our topics, in there we're also going to be including some coupons to like our boudoir events.
Oh,
So keep that in the back of your little brains.
that would be fancy.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so I guess we should just get into it. Should we talk about what pissed me off this week?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just jump right into it because it annoyed the shit out of me. So I'm on Facebook the other day, and I'm scrolling, and I see, I guess it was, I don't want to say it was a meme or a GIF, whatever the heck whatever
GIF,
way you want to say
GIF,
it. I know
yeah,
you guys
whatever.
say GIF, I say GIF, whatever. It was like a video, and it said Titanic 2022, and it was a guy sitting in like a clear boat, and a woman standing like on the side. I guess it looked like I don't even remember. He looked like he was like in some sort of pool, but it was like a little bit bigger than a canoe, whatever. She gets in, boat sinks. Ha ha ha, gets a big laugh. Everyone's making fun of these people on Facebook. Some guy writes on there, fatty 2x4. Everyone's hysterical laughing. I don't know. I don't think it's funny. I don't understand how in 2022 we're still having to deal with stupid shit like this. Like, I just don't get it. Like, it's not like, I don't even know what to compare it to anymore. Because if it was something else, it would be considered racist. You can't discriminate against anybody. But isn't that really like a type of discrimination?
It is.
I think so.
Like, if that was, let's say, you know me, I'm like, I love everybody. I don't discriminate against anyone. I'm like, want to be diverse and all that good stuff. But if that was like two people of color, or if that was like two people that were gay, it would have literally been all up in arms. But because it was this one woman, it's not like it was a series of people like in this thing and they made fun of it. It was one woman. So like, I can't be, I almost want to find this woman and be like, how does this make you feel that you're literally plastered all over the internet?
I know. I don't think people online realize that what they say, that there's actually a person behind the meme. You know what I mean?
They're
You just wouldn't
behind a
do that
screen,
with anything
too.
else. I
Yeah, I
just
know.
don't even understand.
And these people would never say that to their face. You
But
think someone
she
would
must
say,
see this, no? Like, the girl must see that this is going on around Facebook.
Probably. I mean,
I
if it's
just,
going,
I want to, you know what? I'm going to pull it up on my Facebook, and I want to see, like some of the other comments while we discuss this. Because I just
Maybe-
think that this was such, and the thing that bothered me most is that this was someone that I went to school with.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay, so you're not like, this isn't, we're not talking about an 80-year-old, we're not talking about a 70-year-old, where you're like, okay, they grew up, like, in a different world. Like, you're
Yeah.
talking about a 45-year-old person who put this on Facebook and thought this was appropriate. And his wife, nobody said, take that down, that you're being
yeah,
ridiculous.
I know.
And
I doubt this person's even in the best shape either to even be saying that.
I mean, honestly, I don't really know. I don't really look at these people. But, I mean, it just really bothered me that, like, this was even posted and that nobody said a word about it. Like, it's socially acceptable to make fun of fat people still. Didn't you just told me about the Remy Bader thing? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how crazy is that? The girl's, like, an 18. She can't get on a horse?
Yeah.
If you're against people getting on horses because you think it's animal cruelty, that's one thing. But don't tell her that she's too big.
Well, let's give them some background on the
Yeah.
situation, because I don't know if everyone knows what
I don't know if
happened.
anyone knows about that. My leg's
Yeah.
stuck.
So, we are based in Long
difficulties on
Island.
Corinne's
I'm always
part.
having technical difficulties.
Sorry.
Continue.
It's
Go
okay.
ahead.
Like I said, I'm used to that.
It's fine. Continue.
So we're based in Long Island, and a lot of people know Long Island for being the Hamptons and Montauk. So out in Montauk, there was an influencer event at a ranch, and I don't know the name of the ranch, but they invited these influencers. I'm not sure like what partnership it was for, but they were just invited, and there was this woman there who, her name was Remy. What was the last name?
Bader.
Remy Bader. She was invited, and she's a plus size influencer.
She's a big influencer too. She has
Yeah.
like her own clothing line. Like she's a big influencer. I know that she has some controversy wrapped around her, but regardless.
So she was invited to this ranch, and when she got there, she was denied the opportunity to ride on the horses with the other influencers for fear of injuring the horses. So she took it to her social media to say that it wasn't really right of them to do so.
Let me just ask questions. Does anyone know roughly about how much a horse weighs? Honestly.
I'm full of
trivia?
useless facts, but
No, I'm
I don't know
serious.
that
Like
one.
how big could this girl possibly be? 250 pounds? She's like a size 18. She's pretty tall too. What could she possibly do? 250, 260? That
can't
horse
even
had to be what?
imagine.
500, 600 pounds? Like how
I don't know.
we've been riding
probably more
horses
than
for like millions of years. All of a sudden now this girl that's like a size 18 is going to break the horse's back.
So
Give me a break.
that's the thing.
So
Someone
ridiculous.
involved
I mean,
with the
they have them
ranch-
pulling carriages. Why can't she, like, how much do those weigh? With people on them.
Well, I don't know because it's different because they're pulling it.
It's still a lot of weight.
People go horseback riding all the time. I don't
Yeah.
even understand this. They
But-
ride two
okay,
people
so
on a
if
horse.
she's-
Think about it. If you have two people on a horse at 150 pounds, the average size person is what? Let's say 150 pounds? Or a man gets on a horse.
But also, yeah, a man.
You're getting...
Men, if you're saying that she was 250 pounds, and the average man is like 250 pounds.
Right. But I'm saying, what if there's two people getting on a horse, a man and a woman? So let's say he's 250 pounds and the woman's like 150 pounds. You're already up to 350. That's okay, though? Because a lot of people ride horses, two people together. This is crap. It's absolute crap.
Well, so part of the story too is that she
can't
took
find
it to
this
social
thing.
media, and then someone involved at the ranch, I want to say it was like the owner's son, it was a man, he like took it to his account and pretty much said that she was in the wrong for doing that, and they were only looking out for the well-being of their horses and stuff.
Beep. Bullshit. Continue.
Oh no, that's the story that I heard. So
Of course now I can't find the thing on here. So, and I know when we looked the other day it was still up there, so now I can't find it.
I have the whole story for you. So
Oh.
it's Deep Hollow Ranch in Montauk,
Okay.
and
Resume.
she said that she's rode horses before and it's never been an issue, and please advise this on your signs in the future. And the event was for Bon Jovi and his son Jesse, their rosé company, Hampton Water.
Was he there?
Bon Jovi?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Interesting.
But the Deep Hollow Ranch, the son, he took it to his social media and he said, when you're not a fat bitch, you can ride our horses. So that's...
you kidding me?
That's where like the whole thing like really kind of escalated.
Wait, so the person that owned the ranch went on there and said that?
The son.
The son.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Cancel him.
What's this person look like? You know what? It doesn't matter what he looks like. His words make him ugly.
Well,
Yeah.
also,
I don't
have
really
to
care
say,
what he
though,
looks like.
the Hamptons and Montauk is not very much a very body positive place to begin with.
God,
at all.
no.
Well, people have asked me, and honestly, I think that the Hamptons are beautiful. It's so pretty. I like
Yeah.
taking rides out there and stuff like that. But people have said to me, "Oh, why don't you open up a store at East?" And I'm like, no. And I'm not saying there aren't plus size people out there. I don't know how it would be received at all, and I'm afraid that I
The way
would go
that
out
people
there.
react here.
Exactly, the
even
way that
I
people
can't
react
imagine.
here in this town, sometimes passing, which we've never really spoke about on a podcast. But
Yeah.
people say some interesting things when they pass this store. Oh my God, like a plus size girl's gonna wear that dress. Like, yeah, she is. Shut up. Walk away.
Is this for the hefty bride?
Oh God. That was probably one of the worst things. No, that's not the worst thing I've heard, but that's one of the worst things I've heard.
I didn't even know
Is
what
this
to
for the
say
hefty
to
bride?
that. Like,
I found it. Oh my God, I'm so excited that I just found it. So this person said that was cruel. This guy said someone said he pushed the backs out on the boat. And apparently she's laughing at the end. And here's the thing. It's not the video itself. It's the fact that someone tagged it Titanic 2022 and then that one person was like
Exactly.
fatty 2x4. I don't even understand. Do 5-year-olds even say those things anymore?
no.
Who says that? It's not if they're great about it and they're hysterical, that's fine. She's found light of it.
Yeah.
But now you have all of social media saying making fun of this girl
Yeah.
because they're thinking it's socially acceptable. I just think that's terrible.
But also, she could be laughing through the pain in the video, too.
It's possible. Listen, if I got in my pool and me and Paul were sitting on a float and I jumped in and the float sunk, I'd be hysterical laughing.
Yeah.
But it's me and my husband
Yes.
having a moment. Or if that happened someplace else, I'd probably be mortified, but I'd probably laugh.
Yeah.
Because
Laugh
you're
through
like,
it.
okay, I'm gonna laugh through it or whatever.
Because
But
what
it's
what
not-
other reaction are you going to have? Are you going to be there hysterically sobbing? Because then it's just going to make the whole situation worse and more mortifying.
This says the guy on the right pushes the boat down to shame her and laugh at her. Scripted fun. How is that? So if it was
Scripted for everyone but her.
Yeah.
well, let's just say she knew. Even if it was scripted, you're still making fun of people, overweight people. That's not right because you wouldn't make fun of anybody else. That's why when people ask me how do you think the industry is going and stuff like that, I think that yes, we do take steps every day to go in the right direction, but I think there's so much more
Yeah.
that needs to be done to make it socially acceptable. I know people try to the word fat. I don't, if someone said, oh my God, you're so fat, I probably would be offended. I'm not going to lie. If I call myself fat, I'm going to be like, whatever. Like, I'll be like, oh, I have a fat ass or something like that. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it to someone in, like, a derogatory way. Do you know what I mean? Or I wouldn't want someone to say it in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
I guess if you're joking around, it's okay. But I know there's people that still don't like that word. And I don't know. And there's people that think that it's fine. Like, they're trying, you know, making it so that it's, like, an okay word. I don't really have...
I just feel like if there has to be any change, it really has to come from the voice of men, because like more women are on board with being body positivity, but a lot of men are just like, well, you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like, I hate to say it, I feel like men kind of control what like is and isn't acceptable in that sense. Exactly.
I mean, without
like,
getting into, I mean, I just feel like as a whole, this country is taking many steps backwards. So it doesn't shock me to see that, you know, we are making like steps every day for body positivity, but to see us backtracking a little bit, like it's kind of become reality for me that everything is kind of backtracking.
Well, that's why I feel like women need
scary.
like the voice of like men to kind of back them up to get things to change.
But like,
I know it sounds so stupid, but that's...
I understand what you're saying, but like, I do understand what you're saying, because no matter what we do, it doesn't matter if it's almost like, okay, so and we know that statistic is not accurate. If we're 50% of the population, they're 50% of the population, just to make the math easy, and only 50% of the population is going to think one way, then the other half isn't going to. And you're never going to get people that are fully on board.
Yeah.
Like, you see that diet culture still exists. Like, I just saw something else the other day that, you know, the girl posted something about like, oh, if you lose like 10 pounds, it's like, I don't know, 20 something inches. And I was like, that's not accurate.
No.
I don't even understand how you would lose that many inches. Like, if we think about it in like bridal, 3 inches is about a size, right? So now 20 inches, that's a lot of freaking inches. You're talking about, what is that? That's like seven, a little under 7 sizes.
That's insane.
For 10 pounds?
That's not accurate.
That's not accurate. And
unless
it's not
they're adding up
realistic. You're
inches
literally
saying if you're adding up the inches from each thigh, because I know people do that. They're
yes,
like, oh,
okay,
I lost
that makes
20
more
inches
sense.
in total.
Overall.
So yeah, overall,
Even still,
and they count all of the inches that they lost overall.
Okay,
so
that
arms,
makes sense.
breasts,
But I feel like we need to make that more visible.
It clear,
Because people will do this just thinking that, oh my God, if I lose this much. Listen, 10 pounds is not a lot. And we know this. It's maybe a size, barely a size. So I don't see how you're losing that many inches off of 10 pounds. That's just me personally. And again,
diet
not
culture.
knocking anybody that wants to lose weight. If you want to lose weight, that is fantastic. I'm always trying to lose weight. Then I gain a little, then I lose a little.
Well, then that's a good point. I mean, so do you feel like there is a correlation between size and how healthy someone is?
I mean, I don't think that. I don't think that you have to be like thin to be healthy, because I know thinner people that have a lot of health issues, and I don't. But I'm not also, we talked about this earlier, I'm not walking around shoving food in my mouth all day. Like, it's just, my mother-in-law used to be like, I don't know how you're not 100 pounds. I'm just not. Like, I don't know. No matter what I do, I'll lose 30 pounds, 40 pounds, even I've lost 70 pounds just to gain some of it back, to lose it again. And it's not me going on, I don't do crash diets, I don't do keto, I don't do, what was that other one, Atkins, I don't do things like that. I just eat better, eat healthier, but I've never been like a super, I mean, like, are you walking around your house eating all day?
No.
And we're working. So we're working 5 days a week. We're running around. I mean, yeah, we're sitting at the desk, but we don't have like manual labor jobs. But you're still working. Think about you running around with the brides and stuff like that.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, and I go to the gym every morning, pretty much before I come into work.
I just don't think that being thin necessarily means that you're healthy. I just don't agree with that.
So, for example, my mother has always battled PCOS. This woman, she works out 6 days a week, intermittent fasts, counts her calories, makes sure she's healthy, but for the life of her, she can't lose like stubborn fat.
Right.
So my mom is probably a size like 18, usually like between extra large 1X, and for the life of her, like, she works out. She's a healthy woman, very healthy, like clean bill of health every time she goes to the doctor. Thank God. But she's also in the dating world right now, and every time like she sees someone on the app, matches with someone on an app, the first thing they say is you need to lose weight.
Right.
Like, actually
Then why
tell
match
her
in the first place?
because people are cruel. But the
Who
first
the
thing,
heck goes to someone? Then why do you even bother replying?
Yeah.
some of the shit, like people send her paragraphs about how she's going to die because she's unhealthy.
So they just match with her to tell her that?
Yeah.
That's
People
too much
are
effort.
cruel. And I feel like it's the older generation.
First of all, I
though,
would
too.
never. You know what? It's probably good that your mom's meeting them first and they're putting it out in the open because.
Oh, that's what I say every time. Every time she calls me crying, saying like, "What am I doing wrong?" I'm like, "Thank God you dodged a bullet."
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you have to think about it. Like, thank God you dodged a bullet.
Rejection
Because
is
some of us
redirection.
don't, and there's many people out there where some of us don't have that luxury of dodging that bullet. It's a parent, it's someone that you're already married to, it's you know, someone, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, whoever it is. It's someone that how do you dodge that bullet? You can't, because it's always in your face, them telling you, you know, you're gonna have health issues, you're gonna die, you're gonna have this, you're gonna have that, and it's just like,
Yeah.
am I? Maybe. I don't have them now.
But
I'm
also,
45.
what's
thank
the
God.
point
Knock
of-
on it.
For me, it's like, what's the point of constantly starving yourself to attain like this image and being miserable? So for me, like, yes, you know, sometimes if you're like thinner, that might mean you're healthier than you were before if you had put some pounds on.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, what is the line between like healthy and like now we're getting onto the verge of being in an eating disorder, of like counting calories to the point of like, I don't deserve to eat this food, because that's the
Right.
point that I sometimes get to, which is why I can't count calories anymore.
Yeah.
I don't weigh myself. I measure myself. I'll measure like my waist and like all the main
Yeah.
parts of my body, but I can't get on the scale because it literally spirals me into becoming
Like a different
so
dimension.
oh my god, so unhealthy to the point where I'm counting calories and I'm like, I don't feel worthy of like eating food.
Right.
So that's the line of like, yeah, so people will look at me maybe when I'm 30 pounds less and they're like, wow, you look so healthy. Mentally, am I healthy? Absolutely not.
Right.
Not
exactly.
at all. Not
And
at
that,
all.
yeah, I mean, and that's anything. Like, if, especially like, I'm sure people that are like, you know, how they get like anorexia and bulimia and stuff like that. So, you know, you can definitely spiral. And people have, you know, didn't Tess Holliday say she has, what does she have? Bulimia?
I think so.
I can't remember now off the top of my head. And she's very open about it. And people legit made fun of her and was like, that's impossible. How could you have an eating disorder? You're overweight. You're plus size. How is that possible? Yeah, but if she's binge eating and then she's getting sick or whatever it is that she's doing, binge eating is another thing.
Yeah.
Like where you're just like, I'm depressed or whatever. Like when I'm depressed, I don't want to eat. So if you see me losing weight, watch out. Because
I'm the
usually that's...
opposite. I'm a binge.
That's so
if
I
I'm
do
depressed,
not want to even look at food if I'm depressed.
If I'm
That's like me
depressed,
too.
I'm a binge eater.
Yeah,
I
no.
am.
The only
I'll
time
be the first to admit it.
if is like when I'm getting my period. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be completely honest. If I'm getting my period,
That's when I
I'm
binge,
like,
too.
oh my god, like what am I don't even know what I'm looking for. But it's not that I'm binge eating. I'm just gonna make myself sick anyway because I
Yeah.
don't normally eat like that. But I'm always looking for something sweet where like
Yeah.
you know, during the regular I don't look for those things.
Mm-hmm. Well, also too, people congratulate people for weight loss. They're like, "Have you lost weight? You look great.
Keep
You
it
look
up.
great.
Keep it up." Yeah,
Keep up
that's
the good work.
Yeah.
Which, again, if the person is wanting to lose weight, yes. But like, if the person is just losing weight because like I'll lose weight not necessarily because I want to lose. Well, it's just because all of a sudden my metabolism changes
Yeah.
or my hormones kick in or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden I'll just start losing weight out of nowhere, and then everyone's like, "Oh my god, you look great. Keep it up," and you're like, "Okay, that's nice."
What
But
you just said
it's
too, how when you're depressed, like you don't eat food. So imagine you're going through something,
Right.
and then people are like, "You look great."
You look great.
Yeah.
Keep being depressed.
Right?
Whatever.
No.
I hope your life sucks even more next year so you lose another 50 pounds. Fuck off. Oops, sorry. Beep.
I think like you could be healthy, and like health to me means that you are physically and mentally healthy. Like you go to the gym or you go to the doctor and you get checked up, you make sure that you are physically healthy, but mentally you have to want to do these things, and
Yes.
like that's how I feel about it. I don't know. That's a tough one because a lot of people will look at someone and say, wow, you're so unhealthy, you need to lose weight or you're going to die. Like the people that match with my mom on these dating apps.
I'm not really a big fan of anyone telling anyone how healthy you are, unless you went to the doctor and you're a doctor and you've done blood work on this person. Then you have no right to speak to how healthy they are.
But even your doctor was
that was the gynecologist.
Yeah.
And that's the gynecologist. You've never seen I've never done blood work with you. This is my first time here, and you're going to tell me that I should get gastric? Again, get out of here. Are you joking? You're not even my primary doctor.
Yeah.
Like, the woman knew nothing about me. And she's like, well, my sister just had it. I don't care. I don't know your sister. Congrats to her.
I know.
I don't even understand it. And I know people that have gotten gastric that have complications or have gained all the weight back. Because it's not... It's great if you're able to change your lifestyle. I know many girls that have literally changed their lifestyle and have been able to eat differently, or they love to cook, or whatever it is, and they can transfer into that, and then they're able to keep that weight off and do that for themselves. But then there's plenty of girls that didn't. They just got they got the gastric to lose the weight. They're still eating the way they were eating before. And now guess what? All the weight's going to come back on. It's not like a magic trick. Like, it's like you have to change your lifestyle if you want that.
And I really think that the definition of...
Go on.
I think that the definition of health is going to be waking up and saying, what's going to make me feel my best today? Not about the way we look in the mirror, but what's going to make me feel like confident and overall happy with myself. So if that means waking up and going to the gym, or waking up and taking it easy on yourself, like, that's healthy to me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you look like in the mirror.
I'm wondering how hormones contribute to gastric. Like, if you have gastric and you lose all the weight, but your weight was hormonal, does that weight come back because it's not an eating thing? Like, it's not that you were eating a ton of food. Like, how's that weight staying off if it's a hormonal thing? Are you bound to gain that weight back? I'm curious.
Would you even lose weight in the first place?
I don't know. Well, I think you would have to because of the surgery. Because aren't they, like, taking...
You pretty much are surviving off of, like, bone broth.
Right, exactly.
For a while.
I don't know, because we saw people, like... I don't know about that.
In the beginning stages of the surgery, or, like, I believe... So, my previous boss had the surgery.
But it's
and
only
she was
for, like,
only eating, like, bone broth for, like, a month.
Really?
It was like
I
a
just
whole
don't
month.
see how that's healthy.
It's not. I mean,
the thing is, I think it's because they're eating like that. But I guess if I ate bone broth from, I don't know, maybe I should try it, see what happens.
I don't think I would say that gastric is unhealthy by any means.
I think that if you need it, I think it's great. And I think that if you want to do it and you're able to, like, change your lifestyle to, like, fit that and keep it off, that's wonderful. But I know other people that haven't been able to keep it off, and within, like, a couple of years it came back, or they had health issues related to it. There's a good side and a bad side to everything.
Yeah.
Just like, there's... I don't know, like towns. There's a good side and a bad side to every town, like, or every city in the United States.
Yeah.
Like, you're never, there's good and bad in everything.
I think you're 100% right, though, about no one should be commenting on how healthy another person is unless you are, like, a doctor and the doctor of the person, and you're in that setting of, like...
Unless you're the doctor, exactly, the primary care physician, and you're telling them, listen, but even still, there's so many doctors out there that do the same thing. They equate thinness with health.
I do get very, very anxious before I go to any sort of doctor because they make me get on a scale, and I know the second I look at the number on the scale, or if they tell me the number on the scale, I'm going to be thrown back into that mental unhealthiness.
Just tell them not to tell you.
I do. I do. So at this point now, every time I go to the doctor, I'm like, don't tell me, and I'll just, like, I'll face the other way. Because I'd rather measure myself. I think that's a better way of...
If that works for you, then that's what you should continue to do.
Do you weigh yourself every day?
No, I don't weigh myself every day. And the big issue with me is that when I am losing weight, then I'll weigh myself to see, like, if not every day, maybe like every couple of days or every other day. But then if I know I'm gaining weight, I'm like, oh God, I don't want to get on the scale. Because I don't want to see it. Because it makes me upset that I'm, like, because I know I fluctuate.
For me, when I go to the doctor, if they notice, like weight loss, they ask me if everything's okay. Like, in my personal life and stuff like that. Do they ask you if everything's okay?
No, they congratulate me.
Nobody asks.
No,
They're
my
like-
I
doctor
have to
does, like,
say
a
the two
mental
doctors
check-in.
that I've had, two primaries in the past, let's say 10 years, The one is amazing, and I would lose like 5 pounds, and he'd be like, "Oh my god, congrats!" And I'd be like, well, "I didn't do anything." He'd be like, 5 pounds, like that's great. But he was also heavier, so he understood, like he knew. And I think he may have gotten gastric. I don't remember, but there was something to that. But he's always been very sensitive and says not everything is related to weight. And my other doctor, who's just closer, he never says anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, mine do like mental check-ins with me to make sure
That's really
everything's okay.
sweet of them.
I mean, it's like it's the gynecologist because I don't have a primary doctor. Yeah, I don't
How do
know.
you not have a primary?
Because I still go to my pediatrician.
Oh my god!
I know, but like I don't really go to the doctor because like I don't know. I just feel like everything.
You should now because you're in your 20s.
Yeah, I know. It's just like that kind of stuff scares me because
Yeah.
both of my parents have like some kind of thyroid disease where they're both underactive. So I don't want to know. I like to keep things.
But if you,
I don't want to
I know, I don't
know.
want to, just if you don't, this
Let's
goes
be
that though. If you don't
reactive, not
know, it doesn't make
proactive.
it go away though.
No, I
Like,
know.
yeah, so like
Ignorance is bliss.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to go to the doctor because I don't want to know what's wrong with
Yeah.
me. But you might, if it is something that's hereditary or runs in your genes.
I don't want it to. I really don't want it to.
Listen, it might not, but then at least you'd know beforehand. And every day they
Yeah.
come out with like new things, so you never know like what.
Yeah. No, that's why.
That's very irresponsible of you, Andrea.
I know it is, but that's why I try to take my own precautions. Like for me, I think health is all about balance and not restricting yourself so much. So I try to just be active in terms of like if I don't go to the gym, go on my walks
Right.
and stuff like that. And I just try to eat food that makes me feel better, not like sluggish kind of.
Okay.
Just because like I don't want the health issues that my parents have. Because,
Right. Well, that's good that you noticed that because
Yeah.
a lot of people your age are like, it's not a big deal. I'm in my 20s. But the thing is that there's things that if we would have done in our 20s and in our 40s, we
Yeah.
wouldn't be battling with. So
I'm very much
yeah,
about
and
prevention.
older. So
But yeah, I'm not trying to like knock anyone with thyroid diseases because my cousin, she's only 25 and she has an underactive thyroid, and for her like losing weight is pretty tough because it's a hormonal thing and everything. But then her mom has an overactive thyroid where she's this big.
Really?
And yeah, honestly, my aunt looks
I feel
way
like-
worse because she's like bones. You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listen, I think that every person's different and who's to say, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, unless, like you said, you're getting blood work and your doctor can say this is have a clean bill of health and you're good to go, then that's it. But I don't know.
Yeah. And going back to like the whole hormone thing, I feel like personally being on hormonal birth control, it affects my weight all the time.
I'm sure it does.
Oh, do you ever actually read the side effects? It's a giant pamphlet for birth control. It's like weight gain, weight loss, depression, acne.
Really?
Oh my god, I'll bring in my birth control side effects
never
one
been on
day.
birth control.
It's been 8 years for me, and I am counting the days until I can get off of it.
I know, I would love to be off of mine too. But I just like being on it because it's regular in the sense where I know what to expect.
Right.
And I can gauge my weeks a little bit better, but
That is true, and I could skip a period a month if I really wanted to. But I can't with the side effects anymore. I feel like it really has been, especially as I'm aging, I feel like it's affecting me more and more. I don't know. Like years ago, I was like, oh, I love this, and my periods weren't that bad. But now, like, my period lasts only a day, but it's just like, it makes me wonder, like, am I developing blood clots? Because that is a side effect.
Yes,
and
it
I know
is.
people who have gone to the hospital and almost lost their lives because of birth control pills.
Really?
Yes. And it's
I
terrifying.
can't really talk to this because I've never been on birth control ever.
yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
It
You're
never
lucky.
even
You're
wasn't a
very
thing. I
lucky.
was just like, well, when I was younger, I went to a doctor when I was like 18 and he was like, oh, you have endometriosis, so have fun getting pregnant.
Do you actually have endometriosis?
I don't know. No other doctor has ever said it, so I don't know.
Oh, so that was the reason you were like, I can never get pregnant, pretty much. So
It just
I'm
didn't. And honestly, there were times where maybe I should have been, and I was not. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. But then I got pregnant with Gianna, so I don't know. I don't know if that was. And no other doctor has said that to me, and I've been to like 3 other gynecologists since
Well,
then.
that's
No
what
one's ever
happened
said
with
it.
my mom
So
too. My mom has PCOS, so That's for people who don't know, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Right. I had a
And-
doctor tell me that he thought that I had that, but I don't have any of the symptoms of it. So
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
I can't
interesting.
see
I don't know why you would even say that.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
I just feel like sometimes they throw things out there. Oh, you're overweight. Oh, you must have PCOS.
Yeah.
What?
I think they
does
think that
that-
they're
how does
doing
that-
you a favor to give you peace of mind for knowing what's wrong, but
That's
they don't
not
even
giving
know.
me peace of mind.
I know
I
it's
said
not.
to him, like, I've looked that up. Like, I'm not stupid. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I've looked
Yeah.
that up.
I don't know
I know
the
what that
logic
is. I have
behind-
friends that have it. I have family members that have it. I don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's like very offensive.
It
I
was
hope
a
you
little-
didn't go
I
back
mean,
to him.
No, not really. But
Okay.
like it was more of like, let me just, I don't know. It's hard when you are plus size to go to doctors because everything has to have a reason.
Exactly.
I should say that's always the reason. So, oh, you're overweight, you must have PCOS. Oh, it's got to be hormonal. I
Yeah.
personally think mine is hormonal because like I said, I have a Peloton, although I haven't been on my Peloton. That thing is like,
I want one so bad.
oof. Well, buy a pillow because that is a lady cakes killer. So,
Oh, God.
oh my God, it hurts so bad. And I would say on that thing, well, I used to have an old bike, then Paul got me the Peloton, and then I was like, no. Like, I would be like, I felt like a punching bag down there. That's how bad it hurt.
That's crazy.
And I can't stand on it, so that's out of the question.
Yeah. That's
But my
crazy.
old bike, I would get on it like every day for like 30 minutes, and still nothing.
Well-
Eat right and all that stuff, and nothing would happen.
In terms of fitness, like, do you think there should be more locations similar to the city for women who don't want to go
I mean,
to a gym?
I would love to hear from people if they feel uncomfortable going to a regular gym. So write in your DMs and email us. Let us know if you are plus size. How do you feel going to places like LA Fitness, even Planet Fitness? I know in Planet Fitness you're not allowed to talk.
But
You're not
really,
allowed to
who's
make-
monitoring that?
I don't know
first of
because I
all?
thought that was like a real thing that they're like you can't make noise and all that good stuff. Like you can't,
You can't.
right?
Yeah, no, I go to Planet Fitness, and that's the gym where I truly feel the least judged. Like, no one's
Seriously,
like,
do they say something to people?
they have the lunk alarm. I mean,
Does it actually go off?
What
Have
is
you
it
ever
called?
seen
I've
go
heard
off?
it go off sometimes, the lunk alarm. And it's like if a guy is like trying to, like, I don't know, make noise while lifting weights or
Yeah,
something
you're not
like
allowed
that.
to.
Yeah, so they don't actually like push it. They'll like pull you aside and just be like, you're making the other guests uncomfortable.
Wow,
But like,
good for them. I didn't think that they actually did anything.
I have heard it go off many times before, and given it's a lot
Wow.
of kids that like run it too, so they'll just like push it like whenever. But I've seen them like pull people aside.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I go to Unique Fitness in Holbrook. Catch me there every morning at like 7 a.m. But I don't know. I used to be. I have always gone to the gym, so I grew up feeling comfortable with the gym.
Okay.
But there are times when I feel a little self-conscious too, and I've gone all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm used
I would love
it.
to know, honestly, how people feel about going to the gym because that's a big thing. Some girls are like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that you're going to the gym to lose weight. You could just be going to the gym
Trying to be healthy
feel
and feel strong.
to
Yeah.
feel better about, like, exercise gives you energy.
Yeah.
So it could just be something that you're doing just to make yourself feel better every day, not necessarily that you're losing weight. But
I've actually
are
been-
you going to go to the gym if you feel like the person next to you is judging you, or if you are a size 18 or a 20 and you're standing next to a girl that's a size 2 or a 4, do you still feel the same comfort level? Does your level go down? You know, I would love to hear from people about that.
I've been trying to be mindful about how much cardio I do at the gym because that's another trigger for me, feeling like I'm not doing enough cardio, so I have to keep doing more and more and more, and then it becomes like I'm not lifting weights, I'm only doing cardio. So now I'm trying to be mindful of a balance of going to the gym to feel strong and not with the mindset of I need to lose weight.
Okay.
Like I go to the gym with like I need to feel strong today, I need to feel good today.
Well,
Right.
if it makes you feel any better,
Well, you-
cardio is really for your cardiovascular health. But when you lift weights, no matter how much weight, you burn calories like continuously, even way after.
Because you're like makes little tears in
Yeah,
your
you're
muscles,
ripping
and
your
you
muscles
have
apart.
to like work to get the tears and stuff like
Yeah.
that stuff.
Like I'll still do some cardio, but I just have to be like the 12-3-30 trend. Like yes, that sounds great, but it becomes, for me at least, I don't know, that's where I like have to draw the line for myself of like what's healthy and what's overdoing it to the point where my mental health is lacking.
Right.
So, but the 12-3-30 trend, You know that, right? Do
Yeah.
you know the 12-3-30 trend? It's 12 incline for a speed of 3 for 30 minutes, and that's supposed to be like the magic formula for like losing weight.
Because you're on an incline
Right,
and you're
yeah.
doing cardio type of thing.
Which it's good, but for me, it's they say like you have to do it every single day, and then in my head I'm like I have to do it every single day, and then I start to feel like shit about myself if I don't get to do it every single day.
Right.
But then when I do that, I don't get to do like the weightlifting that like makes me happy. So I'm like, it's balance. It's all balance, and
It's
that's
all
what health
balance.
is.
It's all balance, and you
So-
have to, but listen, at the end of the day, you have to do what you feel is best. So, you know, obviously some sort of exercise is always going to be better than nothing. But, you know.
What are some routines that make you feel like you?
So, well, I used to really like going on the treadmill and the bike, but then when I got the Peloton, I didn't like the bike so much anymore. So, for me right now, it's more like mindful because I
Yeah.
have to keep myself into like a place of like, it's not really positivity because as Andrea will attest to, I'm more of a realist, but it's a place where I can just let like all of my worries kind of dissipate. So I meditate. So
That's awesome.
yeah. And it's funny too because my husband always walks in the room when I'm meditating. And he'll be like, "Oh, you're playing with your rocks," and I'm like, "Please shut up and go away. Please shut up.
Get rid of the
and go away."
negativity.
I'm like, get out of my space.
You're my
you know?
negativity. Get out.
Yeah, please get out. He's really funny with it though,
Evacuate.
but he'll know. Like sometimes he'll make a joke about it, but when he comes in, you know, and he'll see like I'll have my candles lit, I have my crystals out, and it's kind of just a place for me to just be. And it's funny too because if I don't do it, or if I notice myself kind of slacking a little bit, then things kind of go, I can't focus, like even at work and stuff, like I can't focus properly, and I'll notice that more things go like awry. And then honestly, I pray a lot, which is, people don't think that I
Wow.
do. I know, right? Crazy. But
Are
I'll
you
just be in
religious?
my, no, I'm really not.
That's
So,
what I thought. That's why that's
I'm
shocking.
really not religious. I mean, I grew up Catholic, so
Yeah.
that's the way my parents raised us.
Aw.
But if at the end of the day, like I always think, okay, if I just bring it back to God and I pray a little bit, then I'm good. I don't read the Bible. I just do it myself. If I'm having a really hard time, I'll go to church alone. I don't
Wow.
go when there's mass.
Yeah.
That's not my thing. I'm much more
Wow.
spiritual than religious, but I know that if I pray a little bit, then I'm good. Yeah. But I'm definitely not sitting here. My sister is more of she's very religious. Like she reads the Bible, she watches all like Joel Osteen. That's not my thing. I don't want people preaching at me. I'm a firm believer, again, Andrew will attest to this, what you do, what you make of your life is what will happen. So if you have to, I feel like you can manifest things and stuff like that, and I don't believe that if you just sit down and pray that things will change. It's just not my, you know, maybe that's controversial for people. I'm sure there are lots of people that think that, like if they pray that things will change, but that's not my, I feel like you can pray, but you have to also take steps to
into
make those
action.
things.
Yeah,
You have to put
absolutely.
your words into actions, and then you will be
Yeah.
helped. I don't know
Yeah.
where, is that
It's-
the right word?
It's a
Like a two-way street?
two-way job. I feel like
Yeah.
they both go hand in hand with
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah. And I'm
Well,
definitely
that
not
has to
knocking
go
people
with,
that
like,
pray.
If you're praying for it, but you're actually putting action into it, that means you're putting like your beliefs are behind those actions.
Right,
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
that's why things work out. But if you do things like mindlessly, hoping that it's going to give you a reaction, like it doesn't always work like that because you're not
Right.
putting all of yourself into it.
Right, exactly. That's kind of like the way I feel like if you're not.
I get that.
Yeah, like if you're just gonna sit there, as I've heard people say to me, "Well, I prayed." I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
Like you're
Exactly.
just because you're saying something, and I guess that kind of goes into like where like when you manifest. I guess it kind of is like a manifestation thing. I can't with the I can't. I have like what is that? What's the restless leg syndrome?
I know you always go into the position that you look back on the YouTube
And I'm
you're
like, I look like an amputee. I don't know. I look like I'm missing a leg. Well, not when I wear pants. That's why I wore pants. So
Yeah.
the last episode, if we go back and rewatch the last episode, it's probably blacked out or there's just a picture of us because I wore the cutest dress, loved it, and then realized that my legs were, you could see
Wide
right into my
open.
lady cakes. My lady
Lady
cakes.
You just
So-
have an accent there.
So, and I told Danielle that edits, and I was like, this is not a good situation. So if it's on there, that means she photoshopped it. If it's not, because we didn't see it yet. If it's not, and it's just a picture of us, now you know why.
That's hysterical.
Exactly.
But I do actually, I was going to ask you, Andrea, what are some staples in your daily routine that make you feel
So
like
I
you?
definitely enjoy the gym more in the winter than in the summer, because with so many hours of daylight, the last thing I want to do is be inside.
Yeah, seriously.
So it sucks. So I like going on my walks. I like going to the beach and like going on a walk too and stuff like that. So I'm a big walker. And then for a while I was in a Pilates kick, but it was very expensive, so I had to stop my Pilates.
Oh,
Pilates is pricey.
It is
It's
pricey.
good
I'd love
for you,
to
though.
do it.
It is. Let
Yeah.
me tell you,
My friend has it.
it like really targets the little muscles that you kind of forget about, but I really liked it, and it's kind of low intensity, so you're pretty much laying for my classes, since I was like intermediate/beginner, I was laying down
I
for
would
the
love
most
to
part.
try it. Where do you do it?
I went to Club Pilates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it in like the fall, winter.
Of course.
Down
So yeah,
for
I like
that.
to do stuff like that, just like low-key things, because sometimes the gym too, I hate when there's high school boys in there and they just like take up one machine and they're really loud.
I'll be at the gym and
Oh.
I'll be at like, what do you even call it? Where like the bars are. And I'll be doing my thing. And one time there was a guy there, and I was like setting up or like cleaning things up, but I was doing like my workouts in between, like just doing regular squats and lunges, but I was still utilizing the space.
Yeah.
And some guy comes over to me and he's like, "Are you done here? Like, can you go?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, people can
Ew.
be so nasty at the gym too, especially men.
That's so rude.
Okay. Oh my god,
Yeah.
you just triggered me. I really
Because
feel-
he's like, if you're not going to be using it, you have to go. But I'm like, the other ones are open too. Like, so
Right.
who are you? You're not a worker here.
I really feel like men think women are helpless in the gym, because I've had someone say something, I will never forget this. I would say his name, but I don't want to say anyone's name on the podcast. I was at the gym
Don't.
with my friend.
Cancel him. Just kidding.
Okay, I'll give first name. His name is Paul. So I don't know.
Paul.
We hate Pauls here.
Jeez, Paul.
So I don't know this
Right,
man.
Kyle.
I don't know this man from a hole in the wall. And I was at the gym that like my ex went to, and because I used to have a membership there, and I was with my friend, and we were doing back, and part of the back was like bent over rows, so it's pretty much where you
Yeah.
have half of your body on the bench and the other half kind of hangs, and you pull the weight, and it's supposed to work your back. So me and my friend were doing it, and this guy was just watching us, and obviously I'm self-aware that he's watching us, and it's uncomfortable, and I don't say anything, because what am I supposed to say, like, what are you doing? Because then I look like I'm just like instigating.
Right.
So I don't say anything. And then we finished working out that thing. And then he stops me and asks if I'm a personal trainer. And I said, no. And then he goes, well, where'd you learn how to do that exercise? And I said, oh, my boyfriend showed me. And he goes, well, you're doing it wrong. Proceeds to show me the right way to do it.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, I know. And then he was like trying to like talk to me after, and I was like, no, like my boyfriend's over there, like whatever. And then I go tell him, I'm like, oh, that guy was like being weird to like me and like my friend. You know what he says? He's big, I can't do anything about it. I'm like, are you kidding me? You can at least just like pretend.
And
like,
that's why he's an ex.
My face, I'm like, whatever.
I was like, way to have my back. But yeah, I just feel like men think you're like helpless in the gym and you always need their help or
Why are they
whatever.
looking at us in the first place? I'm there to like better myself.
Exactly.
Not to mingle with
Oh
you.
my god, I usually start my workouts walking
Men.
on the treadmill just to mentally
Freaking Paul.
freaking Paul, just to mentally prepare that
Go
I'm
home
in
and
the
be
gym.
like, Paul, you suck.
Paul, you suck.
And like I'm doing my little walk, and there's this girl in front of me, and there's a guy that's walking behind her, and he's staring at her butt the entire time he's walking, and even turns and looks
This
back
is why
at it
women
too.
don't feel comfortable at the gym.
I know.
I
and
check other women out at the gym all the time, though.
I can understand
I have
now
to
why
say
you were
that.
saying earlier about like how men need to get on board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they are the problem. So once they
They are
recognize
the problem.
they are. Once they recognize that they're the problem and like help like speak up for other women.
Right.
Because I just feel like men respect men. Like I just
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my experience as a woman. It's really hard. I feel like
Do you?
to
I
gain the
think
respect.
though that if one guy is like, I like plus size girls, he not necessarily will tell his friends that.
Actually, I have a friend who
He's known to like plus
yes,
girls.
his name is Nick, and he says
Right
that
on,
he-
Nick.
I know.
Shout
And
out to Nick.
He says all the time that he just feels like it's a woman if she has more meat on her bones
Interesting.
than like being super skinny and stuff
Justin
like that.
says the same thing, I think.
Yeah,
I don't
see?
think Justin's attracted to a very skinny
I think you
woman.
can honestly be attracted to whoever you want. Like, everyone has a type that they're attracted to, and
Yeah.
I would never say, oh my god, you shouldn't be attracted to skinny people. Like, that's weird. Like, why would
Yeah.
you say that? Just
But
like I
people
would.
say that to me. Like, Justin's a very skinny person. They're like, oh, you're attracted
He's
to
thin.
him?
He's very thin.
But
He's
see,
thin
that's
guy.
where it kind of
But, like,
pendulum
tall, thin
swings.
men.
It's like you're either
Exactly.
too big or too small.
Yeah. Well, Justin said the same thing because I was like, he was just in Nashville visiting a friend and asking him to be a groomsman. And I said to him, I was like, so how many women approached you at the bar? Because I know, like, if I were a single woman, I saw you in a bar, I would approach you. And he was like, the only person who finds me attractive is you because no one likes a skinny man. And I'm like, that's so mean to
I feel
say
like
about
lots
yourself.
of girls like tall, skinny guys.
I mean, I hate that even he feels such a way about himself.
I don't personally. I mean, tall, yes. Thin was never my thing. I wanted a guy that was like a little bit. Didn't have to be like. No, I mean, I've dated bigger guys, and then but I've only dated one guy that was super, super thin, and I couldn't. Because I've always had like boobs and a butt. So even when I was thinner, I was like, no, I couldn't get. I was like, I can like literally like this is
crush
weird.
him.
Yeah.
I was like, this is odd. Like I need someone that's a little. Yeah.
I don't know. I love
I need
it.
something to hold on to.
Well, we'll
Isn't
save
that what
this
they
for the-
say?
I
The
don't know.
guys.
We're
Nick
gonna
just-
save this content.
Yeah, I
for
know.
the
We'll save this for the
Patreon.
Patreon. Check the Patreon.
Yeah, check that.
We'll
out.
get into that.
All
one.
I
We'll
will
make
say
more.
is Nick is like very like animate. Like he always says like he's a butt guy and stuff like that. So I just think it's like funny because everyone has preference, I guess. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. But that doesn't mean like shame the people that you're not attracted to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you
No,
aren't
1000%.
attracted, like if you
Yeah,
aren't
no, don't
attracted
shame
to
people.
someone that looks like Justin,
Then
who's
you're
tall and
not.
skinny,
But then the guy next to you,
then,
right?
yeah, just
Don't
leave
make
it
your
alone.
friend ashamed that he likes plus size girls or he likes
Yeah.
skinny
Were
girls
people
because
not
you like.
raised
It's really
anymore?
not thin. It's the
Yeah.
guys that like plus size girls. Don't make him afraid to say that that's what
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
into because the other core guys, let's say there's 6 guys in a group, 5 of them are like I like a girl that's 100 pounds soaking wet, and there's one guy's like crap. Now I have to like that, or he's embarrassed to go out with plus size women because what are his friends will think.
Especially if
I'm
like
so
the friends.
over everyone worrying about what everybody else thinks.
I know.
I know.
Why? Not. I'm not talking about like political things. I'm because you know
No,
what.
I
Sometimes
know,
we have to
I
have
know what you're
filters.
saying.
But just in general, is he gonna hit that car? Oh, he didn't. Crazy. Just in general, I'm
not
just
good
so
at parallel
over it.
parking.
Like, why do we care what everybody thinks? It's our life. Live it the way that you
But
want to
also, were
live it.
people not raised anymore with the if
hit
you don't
it.
have
He hit it.
anything?
She hit it.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Not hard. She tapped it. And now she's leaving!
And she sped off too.
Oh, wow. That's terrible.
That is terrible.
I don't even...
There's no dent or anything on that. We just
No,
watched
she-
an accident.
It's like barely an accident. But still, regardless, like you shouldn't... That's terrible.
Were people not raised anymore with the like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all?
Oh,
'Cause
people
I feel
feel
like
they
There's
can
two
really speak
ways.
their
People...
mind.
I think that... No, I don't know what that is. I don't know if people are offended by everything. So like, but the thing is that you know what? It's always been like that. People were offended, but everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
Like you can't literally be offended by every single thing that someone says. It's not what you believe in. Like that's not what makes the world. The world is, built of people that have all different types of people.
I agree
So
with
are we trying to make a world where everyone is exactly the same? Ugh.
I know.
All right, so I think that's pretty much it, right, girlies?
I think so.
Yeah. Don't forget to look out for our Patreon account. We have events that are up on Instagram right now. They're up on our website too, right?
yes.
They're up on our website.
And in our app.
And our app.
We
Sign
do
up for
have
the
an
app.
now. Yes.
Yes.
You can find that. Where can they find that? Did you put it as a link in the?
Yeah, it's a link in the bio on our
Instagram.
Instagram.
Perfect.
Which is at Ivory _and
Underscore
Maine.
Yes.
So follow us if you're not already.
Yes.
And then we're also having a boob tape class coming up.
That's the
what
9th.
day? The
July
9th,
9th,
July 9th.
Saturday.
If you're interested in learning how to tape your boobs, whether it's for a wedding or for any occasion, if you just
Even
want to
just
make them
going
look
out.
nice.
Just to know is like a huge thing.
Yes.
So definitely sign up for that. It's $40. You got like tape and pasties to take home with you, plus the class. So someone's gonna teach you.
And if you use, since We love our loyal followers. If you're listening to this and want to use the code BOOBIEBUDDY, BOOBIE, you can get 10% off your ticket price and come join us and meet us in person.
Awesome.
It'll be fun.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Only our loyal
Super
followers will get that coupon code. So if you
Yes.
stayed with us to the end here, definitely check out that on our app.
Yes. All right, girlies. So,
We'll see
Until
you
next time.
yeah, until next time, Mr. Rogers signing off. Fred.
Fred
Bye.
Rogers.
Bye-bye.